Fisherman's Feast of Boston. For those of you who don't know me, I was born and raised here in the North End. I'm president of the Fisherman's Feast. In 2017, I was lucky enough with my cousins, Dom, Lewis, and Matthew, to appear on Gordon Ramsay's The F Word. And this year, I received my white apron on MasterChef Season 10. I'd like to take a minute to thank Galbani Cheese, because if it wasn't for sponsors like them, we wouldn't be able to be here. 109 years is a long time for our festival. We're Boston's oldest and longest running Italian festival. And it's because of sponsors like Galbani that make it possible for us to be here. So I'd like everyone to give a big round of applause to Galbani Cheese for their sponsorship of the Fisherman's Feast. Thank you. So today, I'm going to make a couple of things that really represent the cheeses that they gave me to work with. They gave me a ricotta, they gave me a grated Parmesan, they gave me some fresh mozzarella, and they gave me a slicing mozzarella. So what I'm going to make for you today is I'm going to make a flatbread that, of course, I can't take credit for because it's my mother's recipe, but I'm going to make it anyways. Okay? And this flatbread, I'll tell you, when my mother first made it, she says, you know, I'm going to put this, I'm going to put that. I went, Ma, I really don't know if that's going to work. Let me tell you, it really worked. It really worked. And what I'm going to start off with is I'm going to start off with some fig preserves. Right? And I think originally we started out cutting figs and just putting pieces of fig on here. And over the course of time, my mother went, you know, I think we're going to be better with preserves than we are with cut figs. I says, all right, let's try that. Well, we tried it once. We never went back to the cut figs. So here we are with the fig preserves. And I like the preserves, so I tend to put a real good amount on there. All right? I'm going to start with those fig preserves. And then we're going to come in with our ricotta. And this is kind of a daub and leave kind of thing where I get a bunch on my spoon and I just kind of dab it with my finger as I leave a little here and there. You know, different size chunks, little smears. It's really not a perfect thing. You know, you're putting it around. And there you have it. Galbani ricotta right there. Now, here's my knife. I'm going to open up that fresh mozzarella. And I'm going to give it, you know, 3 slices. And I'm going to cube that up, probably in, I don't know, almost dime-sized shapes. Right there. And I'm going to give that a spread around. Just like that. And then, I'm going to hit it with some grated cheese. And I'll tell you, this Galbani Parmesan grated cheese is definitely my favorite. We go through a lot of different grated cheeses here and there, but the Galbani Parmesan, that's the best. Then, this is like my mother's secret ingredient, the pinoli nut. Sprinkle it with a little pinoli nuts. And now, you know, my cousin Dom, he can't eat this anymore because he's allergic to nuts. So every time we make it, he comes over, he looks at it, but he can't eat it. And then I'm going to take a little drizzle of olive oil. And my spoon there. And I'm going to give it just a little drizzle just like that. All right. Once you have it here, now you're ready to go into the oven. Put that in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes, depending on how dark you like it. And it comes out looking just like that, right there. Then you take your honey, all right, and you get that little daub going. You give it that little wave across, all right, and you take a little bit of fresh thyme that you just pulled off the vine, and you give it a little sprinkle like that. And there it is. Ma, look familiar?
Awesome.
There it is. All right. So I'm gonna start with some breadcrumbs. I season them with garlic powder, a little onion powder, a little salt, a little pepper, a little parsley, and then a bunch of Galbani grated Parmesan cheese. So I'm gonna give myself a couple of eggs so I can dip my eggplants. And what do you, oh, we're touching that over there. Oh, don't touch any of that over there. I said to Dom, I go, we can't feed them? He goes, are you gonna cook enough flatbread pizza for 50, 60 people? I went, I guess not. So unfortunately, I don't get to feed you. But all these recipes will also be up on the Live, Laugh, and Cook Italian sites, so you can go there and get them when this is done. Okay, so we have our egg wash, we have our seasoned Italian breadcrumbs with the Galbani grated Parmesan, and we're gonna cut that eggplant. All right. I'm just gonna take that right here. All right, so for a rollatini, you're gonna slice it long ways. And you first have to take that curve off, right there. All right, and then you start. And, you know, maybe 3/16 of an inch, maybe an eighth. You don't want them too thick because they get kind of rubbery. Right? There you have it. So, we're gonna egg these up. We're gonna breadcrumb them. And we're gonna wait for our oil to get hot, and we're gonna put it in there. How am I looking? All right? All right. You know, I gotta tell you guys, as the president, I do an awful lot here. Every vendor that you see here, I have to talk to them. I have to place them. I have to deal with them, their electrical problems, any problems that I might have. And when Dom said to me, he says, you know, he goes, we're gonna cook. He goes, you wanna cook? I went, I'll definitely cook. I go, I'll make 2 shows. I went downstairs this morning, I went, why did I do this? I go, I shouldn't have did this. I go, I have so much on my plate. I go, there's no way I'm gonna get this done. So, bear with me. Bear with me. We're gonna make it happen. What's up, buddy? All right. So let me tell you a little something while I'm waiting for my oil to get hot about the Fisherman's Feast of Boston. Fisherman's Feast has been here for 109 years. This is a tradition that's been going on in Shaka, Sicily for 500 years. And in 1910, our ancestors, my great-grandparents, and all these members, their ancestors, they came here from Shaka. They were fishermen. That's why this is known as the Fisherman's Feast. It's really a city slang where all the other feasts would come and go, that's the Feast of the Fishermen, because our ancestors were fishermen. The Feast of the Madonna, that's what they brought with them. They came here in 1910 and they said, we're gonna make Madonna del Soccorso di Shaka of Boston. And what those fishermen did over the course of a couple of decades is they went out, and when they came back, my grandfather called it cut fish for free. And they would come back and they would take so much fish, they would put it off to the side, and when they sold that fish, they would take their money and they put it in a pool. And they basically pooled their money together for years until they had enough money to build that building that you see behind you. It was their sacrifice and their their giving of themselves that allows us to be here today. If it wasn't for that generation to be able to build a building for us, we certainly wouldn't be here. So we're very proud, third, fourth generation in, keeping their traditions alive here in America. All right. I think, Jessica, all right, we're hot enough. I gotta tell you, I've never cooked on a convection cooktop before, and we didn't even know that these came yesterday, and Dom got a pot and he put it on, he goes, it's not getting hot. I go, well, it's a convection top, you need a special pan. He goes, well, when were you gonna tell me? He goes, we don't have any pans. So at 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, I find myself in rush hour going to Restaurant Depot to buy pans because we got a cooking show at 5 o'clock and no pans. So it's been a trying weekend, but we're gonna make it happen. And we're gonna start with one package of that Galbani Regatta. We are gonna give it 2 eggs. Hey, not that shell. We're gonna give it 2 eggs. We are gonna give it a little salt. We're gonna give it a little pepper. We are gonna give it some pieces of fresh mozzarella, just like I gave the flatbread pizza. I'm basically gonna do the same thing. I am gonna cut them a little bit smaller though. And I mean, certainly, you can cut one of these at a time, but I would cut them right around that small. That great Galbani fresh mozzarella. You know, the problem is, Noah, there's no medic. There's no medic here. You know, on Master Chef, they have this whole wall of people that you don't see with cameras and medics, and as soon as you cut yourself, you go, medic, and they run over and they have their kits and their Band-Aids and they're setting you all up. Well, here, there's no medics, so. Will you got a kit for me? All right, those are going over beautiful. All right, so take those in, and then we are gonna hit that with a healthy dose of the Galbani grated Parmesan, a little more. All right, and now this is a big mix right here. You really have to work this together. And then what I do is, once it's good and blended, I'll actually take my spoon and I'll start to crush on the sides those little pieces of fresh mozzarella. And I'll actually crush them down and pretty much make it part of the mixture. You can leave a few clumps, but smash them down on the side there. You guys can see that, right? And there it is. And I mean, I'll tell you, right there, that's a classic filling. You add a little bit of parsley to this, fill raviolis. You add a little meatball to this, you can put it in a meat lasagna, you can put it in a regular lasagna. This is it. This is that mixture. You know, Galbani Regatta, Parmesan, Galbani fresh mozzarella, all goes in there with a couple of eggs, salt and pepper. The only option is a little bit of parsley if you want. But that's it. That's the classic Italian mix right there. Okay. So now, and you know, I just jammed this eggplant right into the egg, right into the pan. That's typically not how I would do it at home. Normally, what I would do at home is I would cut this eggplant and I would lay out 5 paper towels and I'd put a layer. And I'd put another layer of eggplant, another 5 paper towels, and I'd build it up and build it up. I'm not a fan of putting it in salt. A lot of people take their eggplant, they cut it, they put it in salt to suck out all that moisture. I don't do that. I don't like the salt. I stack it on the paper towels. I let the paper towels suck the moisture out of it naturally. And you believe me, when you get to that first layer, you flip it upside down and start from the bottom, that paper towel is soaked. It's soaked. You can take it over the sink and wring it out of all the moisture it just absorbed right out of the eggplant. So that's the way I do it. Some people like the salt. I'm not a fan of the salt. So, you live on Facebook, of course. I love live on Facebook. Okay, here's my gravy. Now, let me say this. Every Italian dish, no matter what it is, regular macaroni, meatballs, regardless, it starts here with the gravy. And unfortunately, I don't have time to give you the gravy recipe. But the first episode of Live, Laugh, and Cook Italian is the secret to the Italian gravy. So follow me on my page. As soon as it comes out, you'll get the link to YouTube to see it, and you'll be able to see this gravy be made by my great-grandmother, who lived behind me in this building. She lived to be 108 years old. She was born in Avellino, Italy in 1887, and she died New Year's Eve Day, 1995. She influenced my family for 5 generations. I have a picture with my great-grandmother, my grandmother, my mother, my sisters, and my daughter, all in one picture. It's something that we look at all the time. I tell my kids, you don't know how lucky you are to be able to see that many generations. Most people don't even get to see their grandparents. You guys got great-great-grandparents. It's something else. So, when the episode comes out, you will learn how to make Adelina Cilo's gravy from Avellino, Italy. So, for your rollatini, you'd start with a little gravy in the bottom of your pan, and I'm just gonna do 2 of them because I have a pan that's already done, right? You set up a pan with some gravy at the bottom so they don't burn. And you take that first piece, a little gravy on the inside, you don't want it to be dry. You take that ricotta mixture right there, you give it a little dab, you give it a little spin, you flip it over, and you put it in there with the crease down. Dab there, flip, and it goes in just like that. Then, you cover it with a good helping of gravy, because you definitely don't want them to get dry. You definitely want them to be moist. And then what I do is I'll take the Galbani cutting mozzarella and I'll give it some shaves, just like that, some little shaves. And I'll put those little shaves on top, like that. And that's how that, of course, a full dish would go in the oven. And when you're done, it looks just like that. And then you would take this right here, a couple of those, a little gravy on top. All right, Jessica. There it is, the classic eggplant rollatini. Send that around. All right, folks, there you have it. You got your fig ricotta flatbread pizza and your eggplant rollatinis.
Yummy. I bet you he makes this for you, doesn't he?
I hope everyone enjoyed that. And after we clean up, I'm going to come back. And for those of you who saw Gordon Ramsay's The F Word in 2017, you remember we had a little bit of a conflict with a team called the Sexy Paisans from Long Island, New York. Well, by the end of the show, we became such good friends that they came to the feast last year. And of course, after they came to the feast last year, she looked at me and said, "We're coming back every year," which is the normal response for everyone who comes to the feast. Because once you get here and you realize what it's all about, you have to come every year to experience it. So she's gonna come up here, and we're gonna have a little Italian Stallion Sexy Paisan cook-off with a couple of sliders that we're gonna make for you. So stick around, we'll be back.
There has been some trash talking back there that was just, it's already ignited. But it's, I guess this is going back how many years, guys?
2017.
2017, so we got a couple years behind you of trash talking. They're gonna put their trash talking to cook talking, right? They're gonna come out here and battle it out, and you guys are gonna create a recipe. You're gonna do something special. I'm gonna disappear, I'm gonna come back and vote. I'm gonna judge.
Great.
I'm gonna judge. So
Excellent.
I could start a little bit before you get into it. We can talk trash talk, but let me bring you up on stage.
You got
Is this anything you've done on the show?
No,
Is this something you've done in your kitchen?
I have done this in my kitchen, but this is gonna be on the show.
It's gonna be on the show.
This is gonna be on the show.
How about you? Is this something you've done on the show?
I absolutely not did this new show.
So
But it's
family?
My kitchen 100%.
Tradition,
and I'm
family?
honored to be on his new show because it's going to be amazing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, is it a family secret recipe that you're gonna be doing?
No, it's a sexy paisan secret recipe that I'm going to be doing.
If she would have said family and over, now it's really over. She said sexy paisanas. And what do you
Everything
think?
I make is sexy, right, Kenny?
She does make a lot of sexy things.
All right, yeah, I gotta clap that for that one. So, how are we gonna start this? Is it gonna be?
I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna make a chicken de Parma slider. This is a battle of the sliders.
Battle of the sliders.
Well, I'm gonna make a chicken de Parma slider.
Okay. All
And
right.
I dare her to beat us.
All right. So you're gonna stay up here and trash talk.
I'm not going to trash us because we got some serious talent here. But I will say this. We are at the feast. Who
Beautiful.
doesn't love sausage and peppers? Because if you don't love sausage and peppers, there's the door. I'm going to make sausage and peppers my way, the sexy paisan way, where you eat it and it doesn't splash all over you. You are going to enjoy this.
Where
Go for it,
are
buddy.
you from?
Originally, I'm from Ozone Park, Queens, and now I had moved on to Long Island, and now I will always be a Long Island girl.
Long Island girl, and you're born and bred.
I'm a North End boy, French Street.
Right over here. Nice.
Oh yeah.
I have to just say this. Kenny talked his talk about Boston, and I said, oh my God, I'm from New York, ba, ba, ba. He invited me to the feast last year. A little hesitant, I'm not gonna lie. We get in the car, we pack it up, we drive 3.5 hours. I get to the feast, and I've been to the San Gennaro feast. I'm sure many of you heard of it. I have to say, I fell in love. I don't fall in love, let me just tell you. I don't fall, yes, my husband, 20 years. I do not fall in love. I couldn't wait to get back here this year.
It's been a facade for 20 years.
I
I'm
happen
sorry.
to love this feast. And having the fact that I'm cooking with Galbani cheese and the feast, I'm done. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
I'm gonna echo your words. I do festivals all over the country. You guys wrap your arms around us and make us feel like family. and
The
I really
Fisherman
appreciate
feast is
that.
just, and having the president of the feast, this guy doesn't stop. He doesn't eat, breathe, and sleep anything but this feast. So kudos to you.
Thank you. Right on.
And we have to thank Albani Cheese. Like I said, without sponsors like them, we wouldn't be here.
That's right.
They give us the opportunity to put this feast on every year. So a big thank you to Galbani Cheese for being here with us.
1815, baby.
Right on. All right, let's get started.
All right.
I'm gonna disappear for a little while because I got a meatball thing on the main stage. I'll be back.
And I'll be standing here
All
staring at
right,
him.
we'll be here. All right. So,
Go for it, Ken.
so guys, I'm gonna make a chicken cutlet de Parma slider, which is a chicken cutlet with thin sliced prosciutto, a layer of tomato, a layer of fresh mozzarella, a little basil on top, and a drizzle some very expensive balsamic vinegar. I dare you to beat us. All right.
Very
And let me
happy.
tell you, we had a rocky start on the F word, and I'm gonna tell you why. All right. So. You know, we were fortunate enough. Gordon Ramsay only did one live cooking show in America. He did the F word. It's a British show. It's been done in Europe for years, and they decided to do one here in America. And out of 2,700 families, they decided to choose 20. Italian Stallions were one, Sexy Paisans were the other. So of course, Melissa, her cousins, they did a great job. They won their episode. 4 other people won their episode. And now it's our turn. And here we roll into California, the Italian Stallions. And the 5 winners, they're there. They're there in their own little special table, and you know, they're watching us cook, these 5 winners from the first 5 episodes of the F word. And Oh yeah, she knows where I'm going with this. So we're cooking. Gordon Ramsay goes over to their table. He says, Melissa, he says, what do you think of this other Italian team from Boston? Melissa says, well, you know, it doesn't sit well with us. She says, we're from New York. She goes, real Italians don't come from Boston.
No.
So, no, wait. So we don't know. It's live. I don't know what's happening over there. We're cooking over here. I have no clue about what's going on. So it's live in Boston. We do the show. We're at the hotel. Now we're at the hotel. It's not. I don't need salt. Thank you, though, sweetheart. I appreciate it.
I'm waiting to
I'm at
hear
the
rest of
hotel.
story.
We're all sitting at the bar. Everybody, of course, realizes that the people that they're watching on TV are sitting at the bar. The four of us are at the bar, and everyone's around us. We're watching it, and I'm watching. I look at Dom. I go, "Did she just say real Italians don't come from Boston?" I go, "There's no way she just said that real Italians don't come from Boston." I must have wore a groove in the carpet of the hotel room that night. I said, I can't believe she said real Italians don't come from Boston. So now, Gordon himself decides who's gonna play for the $100,000. And of course, we were sure, after the insult we got thrown from that sexy paisan, that we were gonna get to be that team to play for that $100,000 against them. And unfortunately, we weren't. And when we got back there, it says to Melissa, we're at the bar, and the team that they played against, those military wives, they says, sexy paisans are here. I went, are they? Okay. Here she comes. She gives Dom a hug, hugs my cousin Louis. She looks over at me, and I think at that point, she probably realized that she might be in hostile territory. And I says, Melissa, I says, let me tell you something. I go, not only did you insult me, I go, but you insulted my entire family. I said, my whole neighborhood. I go, everybody, and she goes, I know. She goes, I went home and my brother said the Italians went to Boston for us. I'm so sorry. And she looked at poor Nick and she goes, Boston hates me. Ah, man, she started crying. Look at them. I went, oh, man. Now what am I gonna do? I went, okay. I go, all right. I go, listen, I'm gonna go back to Boston. I'm gonna tell them it's okay. You didn't mean it. And from that point on, from that night, we sat down, we started talking. All of a sudden, they were here. I go, honey, the sexy paisans are coming from New York. She goes, no, they're not. I go, yeah, they are. I go, they're hopping in a car. Her and Christine, Chris and Nick. I go, they're coming up here. She goes, are you sure? I says, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're coming. And that became the friendship that you see today.
Right.
So, just like I have Noah, and I have Suba, and Lito, and Nick, and all those people from the Master Chef family, this was the F-word family.
Right.
So all these cooking shows, cooking for us brings people together. All my family out there, my family here, Christine, Chris, Nick, food is family. Food is family to us. And this is what happens when you bring people like us and food together.
All right, so hold on. I gotta interrupt real quick. I do have to interrupt real quick. Kenny, you keep cooking, but the one thing that you did leave out was that Gordon Ramsay did say to Melissa that she was jealous of the Italian Stallions.
She did.
And so we turned it into a little bit of a gag. We created shirts where she's jealous of the Stallion shirts. And we wore those all around California when she was there. So,
yes,
that's for you.
I'm going to say, I am damn jealous of you guys because this is camaraderie. This is family. This is authenticity that you just don't see. And if I could be a part of this from New York, I'm blessed. So thank you very much for having me and the sexy paisans over there. Go for it, Ken.
It's so funny. We went to California for that. I can't. Someone gave me the wrong pan. It's not hot. My oil's cold. I got nothing.
Well, that's my pan.
That's the wrong pan.
GW.
Yeah.
Gunther Wilhelm.
Yeah, don't do what I just did. Thank you.
What are you doing?
It's a convection oven. This isn't the right pan. It's not getting hot.
Where's your mother? Is she here?
Yeah, where is my...
Oh, there she is.
This isn't my pan. Whose pan is this?
That's mine. That's
there
a
you
good
go.
pan.
I'm gonna leave this here for you to cook.
I'm gonna take it.
See that? That was sabotage. She put her pan on my convection cooktop and it didn't get hot. And I'm standing here, I'm going...
my Gunther Wilhelm.
I got nothing. Now I got nothing.
You don't know what he's talking about.
Okay.
You just like...
You know you can bring that pan right back to Long
Right, I'm
Island
gonna
with
stick
you.
it in your bleep, bleep, bleep.
Okay.
I heard I'm not allowed to...
Hey, Dom said we couldn't use any bad words up here.
Well, then I'm gonna have agita.
All right, guys. So, just like the eggplant, I'm gonna dredge that chicken in that egg and in those seasoned breadcrumbs. Little garlic powder, little onion powder, little of that Galbani grated Parmesan, little parsley, little salt and pepper. You know, all the love.
Delicious.
The love.
You better
It's funny,
sneak me one.
my kids, they say to me, we go out, I don't care where we go, guys. We go to the best Italian restaurant. My daughter will take one bite and make that face. My wife goes, what's the matter? I taste it. There's nothing the matter with it. It's not mine. She says, Dad, why isn't it like yours? It's not made with love. There's a reason why they call it home cooking. There's a reason why you can't go out and get it in a restaurant. Restaurants just don't have the time to give it to you the way you can give it to you at home. If they could, it wouldn't be home cooking anymore. Chicken de Parma, chicken, prosciutto, tomatoes, fresh mozzarella, basil, and balsamic.
Okay, no problem. There's only one cutting board. Okay, no problem. Oh, you heard me?
What your bad pan did to me.
All right, listen, don't be fresh. There's people watching. Be nice.
Okay. All right, folks. And you know, I don't like it too thick. A lot of people use those thick slices of tomato and mozzarella. I don't. I like it thin. I think that every flavor has just enough when it's just the right thickness, right there. And now, all right, now we're fried. Now we're fried. There we go.
Hot.
Oh, now. And then I'm gonna give some shredded basil. And I learned this. Where did we learn this, guys? Where did we learn to roll and shred the basil? Gordon Ramsay came out, he put that apron on.
It's empanadas, the basil.
I'll tell you, Gordon Ramsay is one hell of a chef. And to watch him come out there and do all those things, man, it was impressive. Something I'm definitely never going to forget. Right? How easy did it make you look? I mean, he came out with his eyes closed. He went, and it was done, and we're going, really? You want us to do that? I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. But I'll tell you, he's good. Okay. And that's it right there. Not too much basil. And then, when I'm done, there's something to be said for good balsamic vinegar.
Oh my God, yes.
And I'm not one to push any products or anything like that, but, you know, it's not the stuff that's $3 on Market Basket shelf. This is a bottle that's $32 and is made solely for Salamandia, which is a store on Richmond Street. And before I went to Master Chef, I was making a balsamic reduction and I only had the cheap vinegar and I threw it in there. I looked at my wife, I went, you gotta go to North End. I go, I need a bottle of this. And she went, but it's snowing out. I go, you got four-wheel drive. I go, it's okay. I go, just for this. She goes, I can't park. I said, well, take one of the kids with you and double park. I go, I need the balsamic vinegar. There's no substitute. There's no substitute for a good balsamic vinegar. This bottle, I think, was $32 and worth every penny of it. It's thick, almost like maple syrup. And believe me, it has a taste, a 15-year. You just can't get it in a $3-4 bottle of balsamic. All right, and now I want to make sure these are cooked good because the last thing I want to do is give Chef Marco salmonella. Right? What are you doing over there?
I'm playing nice. What are you doing? I'm on in my business. I'm not even looking at you.
You see those sausages I bought you, right? Bianco.
You're gonna make them? They're not homemade?
No, listen, you're getting by your market basket specials. I could have bought you market basket specials.
Why didn't you do that? I'm not good enough?
No, I bought you Biancos.
Go cook your chicken.
But look what they're made. See where they're made? They're Massachusetts.
Oh, God, I don't want this. That's it. Nobody out.
Listen, those are the best sausages. Right? Isn't that good? If anyone says where you want to buy sausages, everyone goes to Bianco and some.
Well, I'm gonna be the taste test for that one. I'll be the taste test for that one. Where's Marco? Where'd he go?
Who? He's testing a meatball contest.
Is he gonna bring me back some? I'm a little hungry. I want a meatball too.
Cut your sausage.
I want a meatball.
She's hungry now. She wants meatballs from the meatball contest. Who were the top three? Who were the top three in the meatball contest?
It was sounding like R2 was making a splash and number 7. I'm not sure which one was number 7. I know R2 was 6. Love R2, by the way. Good sangria. 7, though, I'm not sure. Somebody said Carmelina's. Not sure on that one. I might be wrong, but...
I'll tell you, last year, Tony and Elaine's won the meatball contest. And what we do is when you win, we buy $20, $25 gift certificates to your restaurant. And we give them to our radio station for the next year. And as they're promoting the feast in our commercials, they have giveaways. And they give away $20, $25 gift certificates to your restaurant. Plus you get a really nice plaque from us that you can put on the wall that says you have the North End's best meatball for that given year. So, believe it or not, when we went in there, all of their wait staff, they had t-shirts on that said, we serve the North End's best meatball. I looked at my cousin Lou, I went, do you believe this? What a big thing we started last year with the North End's Best Meatball Contest. And every year it gets bigger and bigger and more people come and more people come. So I think we have a winner on our hands with the North End's Best Meatball Contest.
Kenny, the clicker said over 200 people this year.
280.
280.
280, almost 300 people. There was a line, when it started, there was a line around the corner. That's a lot of meatballs.
They were almost in my house.
That's a lot. I hope we have French breads. No French breads?
Not really, no. I've been spending my week down here, brother. No need to stay at home. All the good food's right there.
Did they say how the winner made the meatballs?
Say again?
Did they say how the winner, how he prepared and made his meatballs?
We're gonna find out shortly, as soon as they say it.
What about the last year's winner?
Master Chef Kenny, any idea?
Yeah, no, they're going.
Yeah, I want to know.
I'm sure we'll find out pretty
We're gonna
soon.
make sure they're cooked, Ma. My mother's saying, they're done, they're smoking. I know, they're done. They specifically warned me not to give Chef Marco salmonella, so I'd rather be safe than sorry.
He's gonna be in Italy next week, so
Wow.
you need him in good shape.
Salmonella, he might not be anywhere next week.
Hospital. That's about it.
Stomach pump.
I mean, we do have the best hospital here, though, so hey, if you're gonna get it anywhere.
It's one thing we have.
Shout out to MGH.
Okay, so here we go. I had to stop and get the good prosciutto this morning. My wife says, you really need that many slices? I went, yeah. I got one for you, take one.
Didn't I just say I was hungry? You gotta pick an animal.
I just told you I got you a
I
slice.
said I was hungry.
All right,
Alright, just gonna...
so, here we go. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit the bun with a little drizzle, all right? Then I'm gonna take the chicken. This one's a little big, right? Then I'm gonna come in, a nice flap over of prosciutto. Yeah, really? Okay. Couple of thin tomatoes. Couple of thin mozzarellas. A little bit of shredded on top. And another hit with the balsamic right there. And there you go. Chicken cutlet de Parma sliders, folks.
Oh my God. Good.
You want those, don't you? All right, so I'm gonna put these aside. I'm gonna clean my mess, and I'm gonna see if she can beat those.
I don't know, that's tough.
We'll
That's
see.
delicious. I gotta say, pretty damn good.
Listen, they don't put
That
us
was
on
good.
TV because we can't cook. I mean, let's give it
You
that.
didn't buy it already cooked and just pretend?
Nah, there's no
Oh.
pretending up here. I could have. They said, well, you could. I go, that's no fun.
That's like
They don't want. You guys didn't want to see me come out here with a
It's like
chicken
lips-
cutlet that
it's
was
like-
already cooked and put it on the bun and go, here, it's done.
Ken, it's like lip singing.
Nah,
Are you Millie and I'm Vanilla?
That's
Like,
no,
what's going on?
That's no fun.
No, not happening.
That's no fun.
I can't.
Right? Careful with that balsamic. Don't go anywhere with that.
Listen, that balsamic I can put on your
That's a-
toenail.
that's a
I can
very
put it on your
expensive
toenail
bottle.
Like that. That's very good. That's gotta
Okay.
stay.
So,
It's good. The chicken's good.
tell me what you need from me
Get
here.
that luggage, pack it up, fill the car up with gas. We gotta go. We gotta go, babe. So, we're at an Italian feast, and he says to me, we're gonna make something nice. He goes, well, what do you want to make? I said, I don't know. What do you want to make? So we came up with a slider idea, and I thought nothing better but, come on, baby, sausage and peppers. Every single person has sausage and peppers, but nobody has it the sexy paisan way. I don't like being messy. Do you like being messy when you bite into a sandwich? No. Do you like being messy? No. Who likes being messy? You bite into a sausage and peppers, it's all over you, it's delicious. So, today I'm gonna make you a sausage and peppers style sexy paisan way. Okay? You're gonna bite into it, nothing's gonna be messy, it's gonna be delicious, have all the seasonings of everything like a sausage and peppers, elevated my way. So I cut everything ahead of time because Kenny told me I only have a few minutes. So, okay, all right. So I did yellow, green, red peppers. I always use Vidalia onions because it's a little bit sweeter. Cut them, mince them very, very small. I'm just gonna saute them the way I normally would at home for the regular sausage and peppers. I'm only making a little bit because we're only making apparently one slider. Who's eating it? The one guy. Anybody else hungry? I can make another one. This is gonna be seasoned with some salt, a little bit of pepper, and that's gonna cook down. Okay. In the meantime, I am not gonna put the sausage links the way normally. Oh, there's another cutting board. The way
Hey,
normally.
I'll move this. Go ahead.
That's all right. Ooh,
There you go. What are you
you're
doing
moving
over there?
something. I don't know about you. You're moving something. So the sausage links aren't going to be cut the way unbiased, the normally way you would make sausage and peppers. Saute them, put them in the oven, however you make them. Today I'm going to take it out of the casing. A quick and easy way is to buy it already out of the casing, kind of like you would get shot meat. So today we're just going to take them out of the casing. I have a little bit of a bowl over here, ready to go. Can we kick this up a little more?
Sure. It gets real hot real quick.
All right, I got my iron. Don't worry.
All right. I don't want to disturb your Michelin star status.
No, listen,
Where's Dom?
Where's
Dom?
just go
Where's
there.
Dom? Here's Dom. I call her
I'm
up.
sorry.
Guys, I call her up, right? I say, listen, thinking about
All right,
making an
he's
eggplant
exaggerating.
rollatini. She goes, I don't cook Italian.
No.
Those were your exact
No,
words.
no,
I don't
he's
cook
lying. Every
What do
day
you mean
like
you don't cook
okay.
Italian?
I said I don't
cook Michelin
Okay.
star.
All right. Listen, you were not on the phone with us.
I go,
All right,
Dom,
okay.
Melissa said she's cooking Michelin star. We got to remind her who won the F word.
Kenny apparently was drinking something strong.
I don't drink. That's Dom.
Oh crap.
Right? There, got you there. I don't drink.
Let me
Nick will
tell
tell you. Huh? No, but I didn't say I was cooking Michelin star. Miss Michelin star here. I go, we can't cook eggplant rollatini, Dom. She's cooking Michelin star now.
Meaning elevating my food. That's all I meant. All I meant was just elevating the food.
We had a good laugh.
We had a good laugh, apparently. All right, so I'm only going to do 2 sausage links, which is going to be about a nice handful.
He gave me the zuba, so much.
All right, it's got to cook. So pretty much when you're home, cook this halfway through. Do not cook it all the way through. You want a little bit of a crunch to it. So I'm just going to put this into this bowl right here to get a little bit of the fat out. Okay? As that fat is out, I made homemade garlic butter, and my buns are over here. So I did the 2 bottom pieces. I'm just going to quickly get those going over here. I'm going to add this to the sausage and to the peppers, and then here I got some oregano, Gotta put oregano on the sausage and peppers. What are you, I taped it. Look at this. Look how good I am. I taped it. Because I'm in the car. I didn't know what was gonna happen. You wanna go all over my car. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of the oregano, a little bit of garlic powder. If I can get it open. Can you open this one? A little bit of garlic powder.
Asking the stallion for assistance, are you?
Thank you. A little bit of, thank you, Christine. I would love for you to help me. It does nice.
Christine, which is another sexy paisan right there, she was supposed to be up here with us, but Dom couldn't commit to be up here as part of the stallion.
So that wasn't happening.
So we had to narrow it down to just me and Melissa.
And I got stuck with this guy.
But in Dom's defense, he's got a few things going on. How I did this, I have no idea.
A little salt. He eats, breathes, and sleeps this. Who are you kidding? So we just gotta check this, make sure it's getting good. So now I'm just making these patties.
The mess you're making.
Mess. I'm Italian. You make a mess too? I gotta clean.
Yeah, didn't you see my dish?
So having Golbani cheese on my side is a huge, huge plus. You make very small, I want to say about 1.25 inches pieces. Roll them up. I took extra flour just to kind of coat on your hands. And roll them into like a little ball. Normally Lifetime is on, I'm watching, and folding laundry. Right, Lifetime. Make them a little ball like this. Flatten them out. And I'm gonna put a piece of Golbani cheese right in the center, like this. Put it down. And the second one, same thing. Roll it in a ball, add a little flour to your hand.
Nice piece of butter.
Perfectly. See that? Nice garlic bread, all ready to go. Okay? Second piece right in my hand. I'm gonna add it to the first one, the little patty. Push it down, seal it. Add a little olive oil to this pan, the existing pan that you did, the peppers and onions for the flavor. So ideally at home you want to get a good sear on this meat and then take it out and put it in the oven for the remaining of the time. Always check the temperature of pork. Again, 165 should be the correct cooking oven. And we have cheese inside of it, so when you go to cut it open and bite it open, you're gonna have the Golbani cheese inside, and I'm also gonna layer the top with it. Okay, so I had made a homemade garlic bread before I got here, because Kenny did say, you have 15 minutes to talk fast. And I softened up the butter, which guys, it's easy to do at home. So no matter what you do, no matter what you cook, I love bone marrow. Anybody familiar with bone marrow? So thank you very much. So I had made bone marrow butter several times. Soften up your butter. Keep it in mind, once it's softened, you could add anything to it. So I take the marrow out of the butter, same thing with the garlic, roll it up, wax paper, fridge. Now, on the tops of these buns, when the bun comes out, I made a tomato basil aioli. So basically that's consisted of a lot of basil in the blender. Quick version is mayo instead of doing it homemade. And then tomato paste. You blend that up, and then you got yourself an aioli. I feel like every single slider, when you invite it, has to be incorporated equally. So you have to have your bun, your patty, any type of sauce on top of that. You need a little bit of texture and a crunch with a slider. You can't just have mushad. It can't be just mushing all over you. So that's why the aioli is good, and then we're gonna have a slaw or some type of crunch to it. So I figured, you know what, since it's sausage and peppers, you can't have anything that's gonna kill the sausage and peppers. I stuck with a little bit of a Brussels sprout slaw. So that's gonna give you the texture with it. So get all your components together when you're making any type of slider, whether it's, there you go. He's so fresh, this one. He's fresh, it's good. So you wanna have a nice crust to it. There you go, you flip it over. I don't know if you guys can see that. It smells good, but it's gonna be neat. So when you take a bite of the sausage and peppers, you're not gonna say, hey honey, you got any napkin? It's gonna be all neat.
I like messy though.
Well, when I'm home, I'm messy. But when I'm walking around the feast, I don't want to walk around with a little mayo and onions hanging
Part
from
of
my
the
mouth.
feast experience.
I guess.
No will tell you about the feast experience.
She's looking at me going, she's right. I really don't like that either. It's the truth. But meatball sliders are perfect too, because you can eat that and it goes in and it's done. You take a bite. I gotta be honest with you. That's not bad either. But we're not gonna talk about that. Anyway, this is stop eating my sprouts. This is going in here for about, like I said, that's got to cook a little bit more. 165 temperature with that. If you're not sure, you get your thermometer. Very important, you do not want to serve raw pork. Again, at home, after we sear that, we're going to put that in the oven.
Smells delicious.
It does smell good. Do we have something I could cover that with? Here.
There you go.
Also at home, if you have a lid, it's going to kind of steam it as it's cooking. So it's steaming from the inside out.
You didn't request a lid.
Listen, I didn't request knives. I had to bring knives, I had a spatula. Where's your wife? I don't know who
My
this
wife
is.
is right there, sitting next to your niece is right there.
So I had 2 sausages. Again, if you want to get the short cut out, you don't have to buy the sausage and cut the link out. It's very simple, whatever. Get the ground sausage and make it. It's good, it's easy, it's elevated. I can't take this off yet because if I serve this guy a raw sausage, he's going to really throw me in the car and head me back to New York. So once that's done, which it should be almost done, I'm going to add another piece of Golbani cheese on the top of that. Kenny,
Yeah.
so last year when I came to the feast, he tells me all about, a couple of years ago, my daughter was, honored to be a flyer. And I said, well, what's
Flying angel.
Flying angel. I didn't know what a flying angel is. He's like, oh, you gotta see it. I said to Christine, I go, I don't know, must be somebody flying in the street. She goes, all right, well, we're gonna go down there. So we're standing there and they started singing a ba-da-da-da-da song. Ba-da-da-da. And it was catchy. And I singing it with them. And the next thing you know, it just gets dead silent. And these 2 beautiful girls in the top, teenage girls, coming out, and they start speaking in Italian. And I said,
Not even teenage girls.
it was the most, and I'm videotaping, and I said to your wife, as I'm crying, I go, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. She said, you should have been here when my daughter did it. And I gotta be honest with you, I literally fell in love with Boston. And I thought it was the greatest thing I've ever seen. Okay, so now we got that good sear on that. Normally you would take this and stick it right in the oven. Because I only have like 5 minutes left, I'm gonna stick the cover back on that and steam that cheese. Once the steam is going on, the bottom's going here. I only one go, I only cook one. Is that all right?
That's fine.
All right. And then I'm gonna top it
We
off.
won't fault you for just one slide.
What'd you make, 2? Whatever. I got one guy here, why do I need 2? You want me to make you one? Are you hungry?
I was gonna eat one myself.
He's always complaining about something, this guy. What do you make me?
I made you an extra slider.
That's not for me, trust me. It's your master chef friend over there. Hey, bandana boy. What's his name?
Which one?
The tall guy was talking about. Noah. It's his slider.
No, Noah's...
Wow. Oh.
No, Noah's been under the weather for a little while. He had too much feast fun last night.
He did.
He hit one too many vendors last night.
Good, I hope he had a good time doing it.
He didn't have a good time today.
I'll tell you, last year I thought the same thing, and next day I got up, I went back, and day 2, game on. This place is unbelievable. You have an energy, like a casino. Has anybody been to a casino where they pump the oxygen into it? Right? It's the same thing. You come to this feast, especially the Fisherman's feast. There's nothing better than this. They pump oxygen into the air, and you just have this aura about you that you want to go out there, you want to taste the food, you want to sing. We're very, very lucky. Okay, so anybody can see this. I don't know if you can see this. The cheese is melting nice. Again, I would put this in the oven at home. This is how we're gonna layer this. We're gonna take the beautiful patty with the Golbani cheese inside, the garlic bread on the outside, and I'm going to take my homemade aioli, tomato basil aioli. We're gonna top that. Every slider should have an aioli on it. Then Kenny ate all my sprouts here. So instead of doing a typical slaw, I didn't want to kill the flavor of the sausage and pepper, so I'm just gonna top that right there. And then I'm gonna take the cover. And bam, you have your sexy Paisan Italian sausage and pepper slider.
There you go.
I gotta say, I love you. I love this feast. I am honored to be here. Golbani cheese is probably one of my favorite cheeses to cook with. It melts easy. It's got every single taste that you're supposed to have with cheese. The way it started, the history of it, on how he started very early and had a small little store and opened up a factory many, many years ago. It's just authenticity. And honestly, if you're gonna play with any cheese, it should be a Golbani cheese. So thank you very much.
All right, folks. We're gonna clean it up here. Chef Marco is up on the main stage. He's dealing with the meatball contest. When he comes back, he's gonna decide who has the best slider.
I see the bread shape here is beautifully done, and I see wonderful aioli sauce. And I'm looking at the chicken cutlet is fantastic, breaded very, very nicely. What did you use for the breading?
That's Pandadosis.
Oh, okay.
Local bakery.
Fantastic.
Pandadosis.
You know what? It's going to be tough. Let the chef come in and taste it, because if we start to taste this, there'll be nothing left for taste test. Awesome. Anthony, what do you say here? Tony, Little.
I think these look delicious. I definitely like the gravy on this. The cheese is melted nice and down. The whole component of the bottom, it's not going to be a messy dish when you bite into it. That's very enticing. Whenever I eat sausage and peppers, I wear half of it.
Right.
So this looks really impressive. It looks enticing. This cutlet, though, I love the balsamic. There's a beautiful balsamic. The color is definitely representative of Italy, the red, white, and the green. And that cutlet is just fried beautifully. It's going to be a tough contest.
Yeah, one of my favorite Italian sub-sandwiches is the chicken cutlet sandwich. There's a place near my place in Nyack called Corelio's. They make the best chicken cutlet sandwiches by far. 25 years I've been eating this. Fantastic. But I'm dying to taste this, but I don't think he didn't make any extras. So, shout out to Kenny and Fermani Cheese and Melissa.
Yes, hi.
You're giving a big shout out to y'all.
Oh,
you're live.
I'm live. So, hi guys, welcome to the feast. I had made a slider. I hope you got to see that. My slider consists of, it is a nice, sexy lasagna slider, so it's not going to be messy. Everything is incorporated and even throughout the entire time. Sexy aioli, sexy crunch. I hope you guys like it, because I gotta go look at the stallion here. I don't have to leave.
Awesome. Shout out to you guys. Come on. Kenny and Melissa. Yeah.
Chef Marco, they're paging you back up on the stage.
I'm coming right now.
Howie.
Hang on.
What's he doing? Oh, he's eating.
Wow, Kenny.
Well,
I gotta say, you're right. It doesn't get all over you. It held nice to the roll.
I'm packing it up. I'm going home now. Goodbye. Good seeing you. Where's Don? Wow. Get my car. Get my car.
Honey, you're beautiful. It's a good thing you're British. No, I'm just kidding. That was a great sandwich, but I gotta give it to this one.
All right, guys, one last time, big round of applause for both of them, please. For Kenny and Melissa, two of our best chefs we've ever had here on the La Cucina Galvani stage. But please, enjoy the rest of the festival.